Apple has basically come out and confirmed, like it seemed like it was trending in this direction, but I was hoping they would figure out a way around it, but apparently they have not. They have confirmed that as of right now, with their current App Store guidelines, services like Microsoft's xCloud and Stadia will not be appearing on iOS.
It's not a surprise, but to have them come out and say it is still just like, yeah, right, of course. That sucks.
It's kind of a surprise to me because Valve finally found a way to get around it with their Steam stuff, right? And like PlayStation, not now, but whatever the PlayStation like home streaming is available.
So the home streaming, I think that's the if you read the App Store guidelines around like remote desktop
there's weird
style things,
there.
like they're if you're streaming from your own network, your own devices and stuff like that, like that's a different thing than any of the xCloud, like, hey, play from some server rack. And so that's how Steam works, I guess. But like you can buy games on Steam from their app, which I wonder, are they then giving Apple 30% of that, or like what the fuck is the deal?
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean this isn't shocking considering that Stadia has not made its way to Apple devices yet. I mean, there's a Stadia app, but you can't actually play games on it, so it's pointless.
Yeah, I guess we should spell it out. The core of the decision, at least as far as they are claiming, is that these apps essentially act as a portal to other quote-unquote apps, or games in this case, and Apple can't expect to vet every one of those games they're giving you access to. So they're basically pitching it as a quality control issue of, who knows what they're going to serve you through this one app that you download through our store. Like you might have your identity stolen for all we, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. It's almost it's almost a Nintendo-like situation of like, we are trying to protect you from the internet here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, I think, when you think about the number of like fucked up apps that are probably that try to shove themselves through Apple's pipeline all the time and have made their way onto Android phones one way or the other, like there's a lot of bad shit out there. And so I get the notion of just like, we want to try to actually have some kind of wall here that helps protect users. It's just, this is a case where it's like, Microsoft and Google are not going to, like these services are not going to actually do that. Yeah. The way that they are claiming, they just don't want to create exceptions, except for the part where, like, was it just last week with all the, what was it, talking to Congress with Tim Cook, or like all the anti-competitive Apple stuff that was going around, and like as part of that, they were like, oh, they gave a sweetheart deal to Amazon, early on to give them a better rate. So Apple clearly will play ball in some situations. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there, other than just like Apple probably wants a bigger cut of that business to make it right, and no one wants to give them that cut.
Yeah. Microsoft does say we are committed to finding a path to bring cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to the iOS platform. I don't know what that
Microsoft
like
Edge coming to iPhone,
right?
With Miracle Gamepad support. Yeah, I don't know.
I hope they get it there because a lot of people have iPhones.
Well, even on the Android side of things, there's like a different experience depending on which store you have, or which version of the Game Pass app you've downloaded, because the standard Google Play version of the app will not have any kind of in-game purchasing or anything like that. It'll just stream games. You can play the games. But then Microsoft went and cut a deal with Samsung and was out on their stage last week. And the version you get from Samsung's app store will have the ability to purchase, in-game, microtransactions, like all that other shit. So, even on the Android side, some of that stuff is a little weird. And, obviously, like Epic has had very public things to say about the Google Play Store and like the Google's policies there and all that sort of stuff.
Didn't they just put out a straight up APK of?
They did.
Fortnite at one point.
They just said, "Fuck you, download it from us, sideload it."
Download this game.
And I think they eventually did just put it on the Google Play Store. I think they did eventually kind of cave on that and say, "This sucks. We're still fighting. This sucks though." And yeah, I don't know. All that stuff. All that stuff is a mess, and I think I get why Apple would do this. It's frustrating and all that sort of stuff. But I get why Apple would continue to hold this perspective. So
Yes.
it's, I don't know what the answer is other than just you have to give Apple's cut and figure out what that cut is in order to be there. And but I don't know. Like to me, the interesting thing about xCloud and that style of streaming for me was always like, I'm on a laptop in a hotel room on the road.
Yep.
It was never about playing from a phone. That was always like, oh, that's kind of cool that they can do that. But I only ever see that as a thing that I would use on the road on a bigger screen than that.
I tried it once in an airport.
Yeah,
that was it.
I could see situations where I might not be traveling with a laptop, but I would have an iPad there.
Yeah.
And that would be crappy. But anyway, hopefully they'll work it out.